If there's one thing that I'm pretty sure is true based on my own experience over the past few years about life in general, it's that life is a participation-based game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you don't investigate things, the reasons behind them will not be in your field of awareness. You know what I mean? If you see something out of the corner of your eye and you don't pay mind to it, it just passes you by. But when you measure things and observe things and inquire about them, try to find the fundamental, it will become open and available to you, and you will realize that you actually have an effect on the way things go. And when I say have an effect, I don't mean immediately start trying to control every detail of the situation, because it's impossible. You have to find the fundamental, because everything that happens is either the result of something or the cause of something. And if it's the result of something, what is that something? So we investigate, we measure, and beyond the scientific paradigm of repeatability lie phenomenon that are rich and have personal meaning. What I mean by beyond the scientific paradigm, ever since we were kids, we were told that, if science can't prove it, it's not real. That's what we were led to believe anyway as children growing up in the public schooling system. It has to be testable, it has to be repeatable. Here's the thing about life, it's not repeatable. Nothing. Look no farther than the area of a circle. How do you take a straight line and find the area of a circle that is comprised of 0 straight lines? Pi, 3.1415926, etc. never repeats itself, ever. Never, ever. Yet it goes on infinitely. So life is a lot like this. Things are phenomenological. They are unique. They are novel. No two events in life are exactly the same. And yes, it's a participation-based mechanism. The observer is entangled with the system. Now, system in our big picture means from the day we're born to the day we die. And within that, there are microcosms. Time goes by. Each second that does, trillions and trillions and trillions of events are happening right before your very eyes. And human beings have evolved towards adaptation and survival because we're still in the beginning stages of our development. We have to know where the corners and threats are, and so our brains are designed to focus mostly on things that stand out like that. The problem is, even when a leaf absorbs light from the sunshine, computing is going on a fundamental level, and this computing has to be the result of something or the cause of it. And superpositions of photons existing as a pool of potential paths that the photon will take based on its surroundings and likelihood of, those paths or trajectories being actualized is a computational thing at the very minimum, because one of those superpositions, one of those potentials is realized at the point of measurement and at the point of observation. And so how does it decide which ones to not pick? How does it decide which ones to not pick? If you put a detector by a laser that's being shown through two slits, it will shine directly through those two slits as a beam of photons. If you don't put a detector there and do the same experiment, you get a standing wave pattern. You get waves. So reconciling superposition with the human brain's perception of reality is a difficult thing to do. And science and repeatability and stuff are only going to get us so far. Certain things are repeatable, certain things function under easy to describe laws, but then again, certain things don't. And science will lead us so far into the realm of intuition and, faith. But then we have to rely on other tools to gain understanding of what's going on, because some things, everything can be explained. It's just a matter of inquiring about the problem that is presented to you and following that train of information until you get to a fundamental. And knowing that something is fundamental is difficult, but it's possible. Even on a level of soft science and, psychology and music and stuff like that. It's not all, information, but you intuit things, like the reason behind someone's smile. There's no direct line of communication there, yet something is shared. And this happens with visual phenomenon, when light hits itself, what does it do? It increases its intensity, you know what I'm saying? And so there are nearly infinite amount of light going around us at all times when there's a light on. And so some of those beams of light are hitting each other in the middle of the air, 6 inches from your eyes. And, you wouldn't say that you see that. You would say that you see the light that reflects off all the stuff with mass. So there's your first clue. We only perceive a small amount of what's actually going on. And our brains are like remote controls, and once you figure out how to fine-tune it, you can start looking for the things that lie beyond the everyday processing of normal consciousness.